Hey guys, so today I want to talk about Linux. So I guess before I start, let's kind of figure out what Linux is. So open up your favorite search engine and let's type in Linux, okay, and hit submit. Now what do we get? All right, so let me move this over a little bit so I can help you here. Okay, so it says Linux. Linux is an operating system. It does many of the things that other operating systems do, but it has one major advantage. It was purposely made to do them in a harder way. So, that makes sense, right? Why would anybody want to double click on their browser when you could open up a terminal and type $open dash a slash application? So this is what Linux does, right? It gives you the ability to go into a terminal and type lines of code to do things that you could otherwise do by double clicking. It makes it much harder, but it looks really cool when you're in a terminal and you're typing things. People are like, oh, that's cool, you're typing things. So, think about the benefits here, right? You have nothing to do, you're sitting around, you got too much time on your hands, you double click on some browser, you open up Facebook or whatever, and oh, it opens too fast. And within 10 seconds, you're bored of it, you close it. Well, wouldn't it be great if you could make that harder, right? If it would take you 5 hours to launch your browser and figure out how to get onto Facebook. So I think this is the actual appeal of Linux, is that the fun is trying to figure out how to use it for the people who enjoy masochistic sick fun. They take 3 hours to install it, or 5 hours, depending on which version you use, right? If you use a version that's too easy to install, then you're not a true Linux person and you're a sellout. So you have to use the one that's the hardest to install, like, I don't know, Arch or something, I guess. I'm sure there's harder ones. I don't know enough, so people can make fun of me and tell me what's the most difficult one to use. But that is the goal, right? The ones that are harder to use, those are the ones that are looked upon as the greatest Linux operating systems. And you go and you talk to these Linux guys, and you say, well, I don't know how to use the terminal and type all this stuff. And say, oh, well, they have a GUI. And what's a GUI? Well, a GUI makes Linux look like Windows. It's like, okay, so I can use Linux and it's kind of like Windows, and that's a good thing. So why wouldn't I just use Windows? Oh, it's I don't know. There's always these arguments, but the truth is Linux sucks. It's really hard to use, and you can do so much more with it. Well, what more do I want to do? I open my Facebook, I Google stuff when I want to know something. What else is it that I would want to do that my computer's not already doing? Does it not give me smells when I visit a website, or what are you going to make it do? I can already see and hear everything I want to find. So, and I say this in jest. I guess people, there's some use for Linux. I say, oh, well, it's more secure. It's more secure because nobody uses it, so nobody bothers writing a virus for it. But I'm sure there are benefits. But these guys who love Linux, I tell you, oh, you should use it. You'll love it once you start using it. That's not true. You'll start using it. You'll open it once in a while, and you'll open your browser and go on Facebook just like you would otherwise. And then you'll close it and just go back to Windows because you'll try and do something that won't work on Linux. Like you'll try and print something and your printer won't work. Which I guess is an old example because nobody owns a printer anymore. If you do, you probably haven't bought ink. Unless you're one of those weird people who has like a whole office set up at home. Oh, I might have to print a document, gotta fly somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my opinion. Linux is terrible. It's really doesn't do anything extra unless, I don't know. I can't imagine what I would want it to do that I would need it for. And that's my problem with Linux is I don't need it for anything. So let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Tell me how I'm a horrible person or whatever, or disagree with me, or tell me what it does. What does it do that's so great? All right, take care. Feel free to like and share if you're a weirdo.